Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 17, text number 30. Etaham Atma Yatanam Vinirmita Dhatrayato Ayam Gunasarga Sangraha Taeva Mam Hantum Udayudahaswara Upasthito Anyam Sharanam Kamashraye. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The planet continued, My dear Lord, you are the complete conductor of the material creation. You have created this cosmic manifestation and the three material qualities. And therefore you have created me, the planet Earth, the resting place of all living entities. Yet you are always fully independent, my Lord. Now that you are present before me and ready to kill me with your weapons, let me know where I should go to take shelter, and tell me who can give me protection. Purport. The planet Earth herein exhibits the symptoms of full surrender before the Lord. As stated, no one can protect the person whom Krishna is prepared to kill, and no one can kill the person whom Krishna protects. Because the Lord was prepared to kill the planet Earth, there is no one to give protection to her. We are all receiving protection from the Lord. It is therefore proper that every one of us surrender unto Him. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord instructs, Sarva dharman parityajya mahamekam charanam praja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur sings, My dear Lord, whatever I have, even my mind, the center of all material necessities, namely my home, my body, and whatever I have in connection with this body, I now surrender unto you. You are now completely independent to act however you like. If you like, you can kill me, and if you like, you can save me. In any case, I am your eternal servant, and I have every right to do whatever you like. You have every right to do whatever you like. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, the trembling Mother Earth fearful of King Prithu, continuing her prayers to him. We saw in the last verse, she was glorifying him as the master of the three modes of material nature, glorifying his transcendental position, unaffected by his own material creation. And now here she says, My dear Lord, you are the conductor of all material creation. You have created the cosmic manifestation and the three material qualities. So therefore you created me as a resting place for all living entities. You are independent. You want to kill me. Where shall I go? Where shall I take shelter? Who else can give me protection? So these very grave questions have been put by Mother Earth to Prithu Maharaj. So, this is nothing but the symptom of surrendering to the Supreme Lord. The living entities have no other shelter than the Supreme Lord. In all circumstances, the Supreme Lord is the maintainer of all living entities, fulfiller of all the desires of the living entities in this world, giving them the sense of independent existence. And obviously for any kind of existence, the nature of the material world is that it throws up situations where there is danger to life and so many different kinds of dangers, which is the nature of the material world. Devotees want to serve the Supreme Lord in this world. But it is also nature of the material world to create dangerous situations for devotees. Materialists, they also want to have a life, and Krishna gives them a life. And the very same material energy will also throw up dangerous situations for all living entities. So the fact that Prabhupada says that is that everyone, even the material karmis, they are all protected by the Lord. The only difference between the Lord's protection of His devotees and the materialist is governed by the laws of karma for the non-devotees, represented by Kala. Super soul is represented by the Kala. And for the devotees, that protection, maintenance and protection is coming directly from the super soul. In either case, the Lord in the heart is a friend of all living entities. Ye tamam prapadyante tam sete bhajamiham. As you surrender, I reciprocate, Krishna says. So the materialist, their surrender is no surrender. So they have an impersonal reciprocation as per their karma. As per their karma. So materialists have their protection as per their karma. If karma allows them protection from that situation, then through various agencies of material nature, they also receive protection if they have good karma. Due to their punya, they are entitled for stability, happiness for some time, which is delivered by punya. And if due to some papa, some disturbance to that is there, then again their punya comes to force. And if there is punya, then immediately Kala even gives them protection. So the point here that we have to note is that without Lord's protection, nobody can have a normal life. In this world. So his hands are everywhere, either directly through him or through his agencies, Kala. Mama vartmano vartante. Everybody is following my path. Everyone. There is no escape of Jiva, for Jiva, just because I don't want to serve you. I am independent. You are not independent. You are given the sense of independence. This is the process of reward and punishment as delivered by Kala. So it is so wonderful that the Supreme Lord Himself directly seated in the heart of each living entity, when he is particularly surrendered to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is anxious to provide him protection, irrespective of that person's karma, karmic entitlement. This is what it means that the living entity, when he surrenders to a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, when we surrender to Srila Prabhupada, we say at the time of initiation, Diksha Kale, he takes the responsibility to wipe out or to manage or to handle our karma. Karma means good karma and bad karma. Both he will handle in service of the Supreme Lord, in a way in which he and the Super Soul, Chaitya Guru and himself, they decide to dovetail our prarabdha karma in a way in which it benefits us to move towards Krishna, to purify us and take us towards Krishna. This is very important. Once you become a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, you should understand the meaning of saying my life is yours means my good karma, bad karma, everything is in your hands. Otherwise, those who are not surrendered, what do? They are handling their own good karma and bad karma. They enjoy the good karma and they suffer for their bad karma. This is the nature of the stringent laws of material nature is like that. So the cool shade of the protection of the Lord in the heart is there always for devotees who pray like the prayer being made here by Bhaktivedanta Thakur. My dear Lord, whatever I have, even my mind, the center of all material necessities, namely my home, my body, and whatever I have in connection with this body, this is surrender. See? I now surrender unto you. You are completely independent to act how you like. If you like, you can kill me, and if you like, you can save me. In any case, I am your eternal servant, and you have every right to do whatever you like. Just see. Total dovetailing of one's life. And as Prabhupada says, that when a devotee expresses this kind of surrender to him, he receives all kinds of protection from the Lord. The devotee should not be very specific about which way he should be protected. This is very important. Krishna protecting his devotee, the meaning of surrendering to him means, I am not dictating which way you should dispose of my good karma and bad karma. No, I am not. Not that I have in my mind this such and such a thing constitutes protection. You cannot dictate the details of the protection from the Lord. But one should have full faith that Krishna is protecting me. Even if apparently according to your mental calculation, tiny intelligence, you say that, oh, Lord did not protect me. He is protecting everyone according to his supreme wish and will. That recognition should be there. If that recognition is there, then the devotee is always saying that Lord is protecting me. Even in this apparently bad situation, for me, Lord is protecting me. The will of the Lord shall prevail in the eyes of the devotees in every situation of his life. This is called Shraddha, this is called faith. One should not give in to their mind, who is always a doubting Tom. Why Krishna didn't help? Why Krishna didn't protect? I am his devotee. Very shanti. In long term, you will see it is protection. According to your buddhi, this is not protection. According to Lord, we should leave it to the Lord. Through protection, through danger, through poverty, sometimes. Through various other kinds of good karma and bad karma. Krishna's interest, the super soul's interest, is not in giving material sukha, is not in solving the material problems of the devotees who want to go back to Godhead. Kama bhaktas is different. Their reciprocation of the Supreme Lord is different. The Kama bhakta, one who is decided to go back to Godhead, he may have so many residual karmas that one should have full faith that he is the one who knows best how to handle it, not on the basis of my immediate sukha and dukkha, on the basis of making my soul mature in surrendering to him, mature in having full faith in him, mature to feel that eternally Lord is protecting me, irrespective of what it may be. Surrendered, I have surrendered. I have no demands after that. This consciousness is what Bhaktivedanta Thakur is expressing here. Such a wonderful expression of surrender. So any devotee who makes this expression of surrender sincerely to the Lord in the heart, the Lord will protect him in all circumstances. There is no doubt about it. Lord will not only protecting, he is also maintaining. That means you will not have shortage of anything. What to speak of food, shelter, all these kind of things. A very, very low level consciousness is to worry about food, shelter. When a devotee is engaged in the Supreme Lord's service, the Supreme Lord's service, why should he ever worry about small things? He never worries. He never thinks. If you start doubting, yes, there is no end. Because materially there is no guarantee that I will always be maintained, I will always be protected. Why? Body itself can collapse any time, can get any disease. Is it not? So it is so foolish to think that I can maintain myself, I can protect myself. The whole life is just, in 1 second it can go. Not only it can go, in 1 second somebody can kill you. So flimsy this body, just press here, you are over. And we think our life is so stable. Somebody catches your neck and, presses, you are gone. That vulnerabilities. This table is more stable than my body. If you throw it also, it may not break. Isn't it? So what is this? There is no stability of life. There is no stability of existence. It's only in the mind. So that whatever stability that the mind is reading is actually stability created by the Lord. That's why Super Soul is considered to be the maintainer of everything in this material world. Left to itself, everything will go into chaos. Nature of the material world, left to itself, go to chaos. It will deteriorate. You leave a piece of iron in the outside, it will deteriorate into rust. You make a building, you don't clean, you don't maintain, it will go back to deterioration. So nature of the material world, without the touch of the spirit, is to always deteriorate. Nature of the material world without the touch of spirit is always disorder. Everything will go crazy. We see in this material world so much order. There are organization, there are people, there are traffic, there is government, this order. People are feeling stable in their house, nobody is coming and stealing their property, stability is there. This is all touch of the spirit. But the touch of the Supreme Spirit is maintaining every jiva. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko yo bahunam yo vidadati kaman. Unlimited living entities, their desires are fulfilled. They are taken care of by one Supreme Eternal who is living in their heart. One Supreme Eternal, one Supreme Infinite Eternal. What is his capacity? Just see. He is observing and sanctioning billions and billions and trillions of uncountable jivas in this material world, in 84 lakh species of life. So the Lord, even though he is transcendental to the material nature, so this is very important, this simultaneous understanding. He is transcendental to the material nature, doesn't mean he has nothing to do with material nature. He is transcendentally, through his agency of Kala, and for the devotees, by giving them intelligence in their heart, beyond their karma. By direct being the Param Ishvara of the material nature. He has a role in this world. He is playing that role. So just because he's transcendental, I say, okay, you don't want to serve him. ऐसा फेंक दिया इधर material world में. Laws of nature will take care. No. He is there. The laws of nature can be activated only by spirit. Spirit alone can move anything. In the last day, Prabhupada on his bed, you have seen that small clip. They are holding microphone to Prabhupada's mouth. Prabhupada is saying, everything is moving by the order of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. So, this Krishna consciousness means not simply always thinking that, isolatedly thinking that Krishna is in the spiritual world. Proper understanding of Krishna is that he is immanent as well as transcendent. Immanent means he is involved transcendentally in everything in this material world according to his wish and will. We are involved in the material nature, but we are trapped by getting attached to the material nature, three modes of material nature. He being the master of material modes of nature, he directs the material modes of nature. He is not affected by modes of material nature, being the master of it. He, as per the desires of the living entity, he sets up this influence of three modes of material nature upon every living entity. He is the one who sets up. That is why it is said, Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mamayave prapadyante mayametam tarantite. It is Krishna alone who can sign off this release order of the living entity from the influence of three modes of material nature. He alone can free us. As soon as he signs, one moment is enough. Like Prabhupada said, to surrender, one moment is enough. But that should be, Krishna should decide that. How sincere? What? How sincere? Sincere means, are you single pointed on that point? Or piche aur kuch hai? I want to surrender to you, Krishna. But then behind it, so many conditions are there. Behind that, there are so many expectations. I want to surrender to you. Because of those expectations, you are surrendering to him. So Krishna knows all that. So whatever degree of sincerity is there in your present surrender, he will take. It's not that black and white. That is the meaning, ye tamam prapadyante tam sate bhajami. As you surrender, I reciprocate. He takes whatever you can give. It is only Krishna is such a perfect personality, perfectly loving personality, that he takes whatever is little devotion that is there in any jiva, accepts it and helps him increase his devotion. So, the Vaishnavas, the devotee, he sees the Lord's hand immanent in every situation in this world, devotee, non-devotee, everything. That vision, that this world is my Lord's world, he might have let it go through Kala, through his agent. If he let it go, still, ultimately the reign is in his hand. Just as Prabhupada said, World War cannot happen without the Lord sanctioning it. There may be crazy people who have got the power to press a button and create an atomic explosion anywhere. There are today. That kind of power is there. For instance, American president has got that power. But it will not explode. Ultimately, Lord is controlling. We should not simply think that the Lord is remotely controlling. No, at any point of time, anywhere, can put his intervention in the middle of the Kala's forces and change the situation. Just like due to so many books being distributed, so much Sankirtana happening in this country, the Pakistan and India war has been averted. And there is a reason for that. And there is a great hope to spread Krishna consciousness in this country if the war is averted. The most powerful thing, Prabhupada's movement is Hare Krishna movement, Lord Chaitanya's movement. It is Krishna's own movement. They are all very fortunate to play some part, engage in this service. As Prabhupada said, highest welfare activity for the world is Krishna consciousness. Vaishnavas are not parasites of this society. They are the greatest contributors for this society. So this spirit of surrender of Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Thakur has composed several songs on Sharanagati. Reading that, one's real devotion means, one of the aspects of devotion is faith in the Lord's protection. One of the 6 principles of surrender is about protection, faith in the Lord's protection. Lord is protecting. So as I said that, if our consciousness is worried about what I will eat, what I will sleep, what old age, your consciousness is very low. Just be absorbed in Krishna's service, Krishna consciousness, developing detachment from the material world. All these things, these are all taken care of. Will a rich man worry whether I'll get my lunch today? No. But if he wants, he can. If he forgets that he is rich, he can worry. Mind can worry about anything, whether I'll get lunch or not today. Nobody stops the mind. But he knows he is rich. Will he worry? He will not. Similarly, if you know you are connected to Krishna, you are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will you ever worry? Never worry. That is sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam jaham tam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha. As Prabhupada says, because of this connection with Krishna, he is fearless. He is only fearful about Krishna's anger. Krishna also becomes angry. He becomes death personified. Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna wants to kill somebody, nobody can stop. If Krishna wants to save somebody, nobody can kill him. This is the meaning of Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. Ke means who? Prabhupada quotes this verse many times. So conclusion is that we should not simply think of Krishna is there in the Goloka Vrindavan. And no, he is the Lord everywhere. His immanent and transcendent aspect of the Lord is complete understanding of Krishna. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This question is from yesterday's verse and today's verse. In the yesterday's verse, it's about the absolute Lord's control. And today's verse is about the absolute surrender done by Mother Earth. So now in our situation, in the case of a relative circumstances we are in, let us take the case of a part-time practitioners, like say congregation. Yesterday you mentioned, Prabhu, like, in our case, in our bhakti yoga, we also start engaging Arishad Vargas, this Kama, Krodha, Moha, in Krishna's service. Okay? So the congregation does not know how to identify a person, whether he is under the control of Arishad Vargas or
control of?
Whether that person is under control of Arishad Vargas, the Kama Krodhas, or he is using it for Krishna's service. Okay? So that is the reason why, in the other camp, they are getting cheated. Right? Somebody suddenly says that he becomes a guru and then he falls down and then there is a lot of, cheating and things like that is there. So because for a part-time practitioners, it is very difficult to assess the missionaries, whether they are rightly positioned. So unless they know rightfully, they cannot also surrender rightfully.
Therefore, it is this dovetailing, that is why it is said, one cannot make progress in spiritual life without sadhu sangha and full faith in one's Sadguru in his heart. The Lord is situated as a super soul in our heart. So why should we have any doubt that if my desire is to dovetail into Krishna's service, I will not be guided, I will be guided. So, just like Prabhupada says, that you cannot take arms into your hand like Arjuna. Oh, violence is allowed. Arjuna got instruction from Krishna. So he dovetailed violence in service of the Lord. So that we have to, whether we are dovetailing, because in dovetailing also there is venting, because it is your karmic force. As for a sadhaka, not talking about a pure devotee. Pure devotee, no question of venting. It is originating from his spiritual platform, his anger, his desire to spread Krishna consciousness, all originating, stemming from this pure spirit. But when we have such desires, we are dovetailing. That means we have karmic passion, karmic accumulated these things. We are born with that. This body has certain amount of passion, rajoguna, tamoguna, lust, these things are there. So very carefully, this is this dovetailing. In the pure devotee's case, it's not dovetailing. In our case, anger, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya is dovetailing. So the idea is not to freely let loose these 6 enemies. Without guidance, without prayer to the Supreme Lord to guide. And naturally, if somebody is initiated by Prabhupada, Prabhupada will guide him, because that is his responsibility. Transcendental responsibility towards Krishna, that I will give you this jiva back. So therefore he will always guide. That is the meaning of saying that they take up the disciples' karma. So one should have faith that the Lord in the heart, follow the instructions of Prabhupada, situate yourself in Krishna consciousness, have faith that Prabhupada and Krishna will guide me to properly dovetail, and that dovetailing is of different percentages of purity. Somebody may be attached to one thing, he may be detached from something else as per his karmic tendency. So dovetailing is also different levels of purity is there. Till the kama bija, the desire for independent enjoyment does not go. We don't move from devotion service in passion, devotion service in goodness, etc. to pure devotional service. So that's a training. There's no question of blind dovetailing. So therefore devotees, because I am dovetailing anger, if my anger comes, I should be very careful whether I should get angry or not. Soch ke karo. When Prabhupada gets angry, he doesn't have to check it. When a sadhaka gets angry, think properly. How to control, how to dovetail it in the best interest of the Lord. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। विश्व गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय।